Starting on the mound today for Egan is Junior Brady Guzzi. Guzzi comes in with a .41 ERA this season, 1-0 record. He's thrown 34 innings with giving up 7 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 8 walks, and 67 strikeouts. Guzzi comes in with a .061 opponent's batting average against and a 123 opponent's on base percentage.
All right, leading off here for Bonner, Prendie will be the third baseman, Brown. Brown will bat from the left side, so lefty against lefty combination here. And here's the windup in the first pitch of the ball game. It's fouled back to the screen there. Count moves to no balls and 1 strike. It goes a dominant pitcher out there on the mound for Conwell Egan, a junior entering to this season. Brown batting a 196 so far this season. He has a pair of doubles to his credit. Here's the 1 strike offering to the shortstop. It's fouled back to the cage again. Count moves to no balls and 2 strikes. And we see Brady Guzzi guys get ahead of these pitchers a lot. How important is it for his relief to come in and do the same? Sometimes we see them struggle a little bit to get ahead of batters. How do you carry that momentum over from pitcher to pitcher?
Yeah, it just really goes down to consistency and your work ethic as a pitcher. And something else I've noticed here, not on that pitch is Guzzi gets a strikeout, but the first 2 pitches, they were swinging pretty early. And for a pitcher like Guzzi who really pounds the zone, I'd expect New McGrady to get some good swings in early in at bats. Or Bonner, excuse me.
All right, now to bring along now the second baseman, Coleman. Be the first right-hander that Guzzi sees today. Coleman batting a 204 this season. And the first pitch is in there for a ball, 1-0. 1-0 offering. Fell back to the cage there. Count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike count from Guzzi now.
Bit of a windy day out there to say. I mean, early May, you wouldn't expect it to be this dark out as there's a foul ball. You wouldn't expect it to be this dark out or chills soon. This is kind of like April, maybe even end of March type of weather. So love to see what the Eagles could do today with a change in scenery.
Here's the windup and a 1-2 offering. Here's a little chopper to the left side. Shortstop's over. Gets past him in the left field for a base hit. So a 1-out single there as that one just gets under the glove of Edwards, who's playing shortstop this afternoon. So a 1-out single. The rest of the round, the Hornets, Hartley over at third. Johnson at second. McLean over at first. And if we go to the outfield, it's Garofalo in right. Landau in center. Hicks in left. Behind the plate is Khalid, and as we have mentioned already, it is Guzzi on the mound. So runner over there, first base now. Here's the windup and the pitch. It's a ball missing high and out. That's 1 ball and no strikes. And it is DeRita at the plate right now. DeRita is in right field this afternoon. Wind up in the pitch to him. There goes the runner to throw down the second on a bounce. Sails into center field, but no damage done as it remained there.
Little thing you don't want to see early in this game, a let up stolen base for Bonner Prendie. I mean, Kalita, good throw. Ball definitely beat him to the bag. I guess Cullen wasn't so much ready for the steal and a little pass ball to the center field. So hopefully the boys can clean it up when we get later into the game.
Here's wind up in the pitch home. It misses upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. And here's what you want to watch here. DeRita leading this team in batting average with a .532. He has 15 RBIs to his credit with 2 doubles. So it's definitely one of those batters right now that you want to try to pitch around with a runner in scoring position. Pitch home in the dirt there, and that will be ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk. And Guzzi, after getting the first out, gives up a hit, a stolen base, and now a walk here. And that'll bring along now Lockhart, who's in center field this afternoon. Glance at second there by Guzzi. A little movement out there as Johnson forces the step off. Lockhart this afternoon comes into the play batting a 310 with 10 RBIs this season on 13 hits.
Now, he does have 16 strikeouts this season, so hopefully there's a bunted ball foul. So hopefully 17 from Brady Guzzi could come here for him. Lockhart also has 25 left on base, so he doesn't tend to drive in many runs, as there's a guy at second for scoring position. So hopefully he can get another strikeout.
So no ball, one strike on the field. The bunt attempt there. Here's the crack and fires home. That one misses upstairs. It's 1-1. So one ball, one strike, one out. Just underway here at Conwell Egan Catholic High School, as it is senior night here. 8 seniors graduating, going off to their respective colleges next year, with 3 continuing their baseball career. Guzzi's set. He has the signs and fires the 1-1 home. It's foul tipped into the glove there. Count moves to a ball and 2 strikes.
Not sure how well the audio is transmitting from the field, but Bonner's bench is really fired up for this game. You can tell that they really want this one against Conwell Egan, and they're ready to go.
Here's the 1-2. Just inside. Count moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Left fielder Alberano is on deck. Guzzi digs his cleat in on the mound as he comes set, gets the signs from Kalita. Quick glance at second. Edwards moves off. Here's the breaking ball that misses upstairs. It's a full count.
Well, as you're talking about being fired up, Matt, Bonner is fighting for the sixth place spot in the PCL standings right now. Them and Devon Prep are going head to head for 6 and 7 in the PCL playoffs, and a win today for Bonner could give them that extra edge, as there is a foul tip into the glove of Tommy Kalita. So Bonner should be fired up if they're looking to win today.
All right, 2 outs there on that strikeout, and talk about the 6th seed. Conwell Egan comes into today securing that 2nd seed for the playoffs. So here is Alberano. Alberano batting at 279, takes the first pitch just outside. It's 1-0. Alberano is in left field this afternoon. Guzzi set, 1 runner in scoring position, another at first. The pitch home is fouled off down the first base side and out of play. So count moves to 1 ball, 1 strike here with 2 gone. 1 hit, 1 error on the board.
Do you think Bonner prepared anything differently for this Conwell Egan team?
I mean, you gotta be ready for Brady Guzzi coming in for this start. That would probably be the biggest thing to prepare for. I mean, Egan's defense is pretty clean. Their hitting's pretty good, but if you can't get any runs on the board, you can't do anything in any game.
1-2. Fouled off down the first base side and now the play. Count moves to a ball and 2 strikes.
Run.
Kalita with a new ball, so does Guzzi. Guzzi cranks and fires the 1-2. In the dirt, there go the runners, both the 2nd and the 3rd. So they were moving to 2-2 count to plate, and that's just a runner 90 feet away from home plate now here for Bonner Prendie. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And Bonner Prendie taking advantage of gathering a base after not being watched closely. The 22 kick fouled at the plate. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, Egan has to watch that. You saw the previous pitch before the foul ball, both the runner on first and second took a big lead and then went to steal. So you had to be ready for something. Maybe hit and run action coming at the plate. Just had to be ready for another stolen base attempt, to which Bonner executed cleanly.
Guzzi set, cranks and fires. Swing and a miss, shut him out. So Conwell Egan leaves 2 on base. They do allow 1 hit, commit 1 error. We are headed to the bottom of the 1st. They come to bat. Back here in Eagle Eye Network, bottom of the first inning. Bonner Prendie strained at 2 on base. Here's the starting lineup now for your combo Egan Eagles. Batting first and at second base is Keegan Johnson. Batting second in right field is Chase Garofalo. Third and on the mound this afternoon is Brady Guzzi. Fourth and in center is Connor Landau. Fifth and behind the plate is Tommy Kalita. Sixth and at first is Jake McLean. Seventh and in left is Hicks. Eighth and over at shortstop is Colin Edwards. Ninth and that third is Hartley.
Pitching today for Bonner is Buckton. Comes in with a 2.44 ERA. 7 appearances this season, tied for most on the team. He's got a 2-1 record. He's thrown 28 2/3 innings, 32 hits, 18 runs, 10 earned, 16 walks, and 24 strikeouts, with a 267 opponent batting average against and a 358 on base percentage. See how he pitches today.
Keegan Johnson comes into this afternoon batting a 375. He's looking to get something started here for his team. The windup in the first pitch of the ball game. High and outside, it is 1 ball and no strike. So Johnson with that 375 average coming into this afternoon also has himself with 8 RBIs to his credit. Here's the 1-0. His skip foul down the first base side and out of play. It's 1-1.
He's done a pretty good job this year as a leadoff. This is his first year being leadoff as a Conwell Egan Eagle, and he's done a pretty good job setting the tone for the Eagles, getting on base, extra bases. So love to see him do it this year or this game. I mean, just starting off strong.
Pitch there is low. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Buckton enters into today with his 8 plate appearance. Here's the 2-1 that's outside. Count moves to 3 balls and 1 strike. So if you look at Buckton, he's having a little bit of a rough start, finding the strike zone right now, moving into 3-1. The first pitch was fouled off. He has walked 16 so far this season and has struck out 24 along the way. Nods in an agreement has his signs. He cranks and fires the 3-1. Is a little roller back towards the second baseman. He stumbles going out of the box, over to first in time. Out, number 1.
Looked like Keegan tripped out of the box there. I didn't see anything. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, to be honest, I looked away there too, but it's a pretty well hit ball. I mean, it was right at someone, good range there by the second baseman, but good to make contact your first at bat and not going down, striking out.
Higher Chase Garofalo batting from the right side. A little off to a bit of a struggle at the plate this season, batting just a 105. He lifts this one to the left side. The shortstop's calling. He's behind the third baseman at this point and makes the grab. So 1 pitch, 1 swing out there, and that'll bring along the pitcher, Brady Guzzi.
Good hack by Chase. I mean, going up and at it, but you got to get your pitch. If you're going to swing at a first pitch, you have to make sure you're actually ready to barrel the ball, to which at that, Chase got under it and pulled it to the left side, to which he tends to do a lot behind the third baseman. Love to see him get another attempt and maybe a better range of focus at the plate.
So here's Guzzi to wind up the pitch to him. It is lifted deep to left field. He's moving back. He's battling the wind. It's back, and it is off the top of the fence. Just missed the home run by a foot. And Guzzi will go in his second with a 2-out double to his credit. And if the wind wasn't blowing in, that one would have been gone.
Yeah, it's good to see that from Guzzi there. He's been battling a bit of a slump lately. As average dropped down to a 357 recently, which still is not a bad batting averages, but for this season he dropped from probably right around a 600 average down to that 357 recently, and then great to see him get out of that slump there.
Absolutely great to see him get out there, and he led this team in batting average for a while there, but it was Danny Freitag, who's out on concussion protocol right now, who has the highest average for this team. First pitch finds its way on the outside corner, belt high, it's 0-1.
This is where we've seen Connor Landau come up big in past games. Runner in scoring position always finds a way to get him in.
Coming set, there's Buxton. Glance at second, not much movement to pitch home. Time was called before the pitch, so no pitch there. Count remains no balls and a strike. A little bit of a late timeout call there by the home plate umpire. Waited till the ball crossed the plate before he said time.
Surprised the umpire even gave him time.
Yeah, usually when you move without asking first, you're not guaranteed it at all. Landale 341 so far this season. Here's the pitch home. Here's a skipper back up the middle towards center field under the glove, and a run will score. So it'll be an RBI single there for Connor Landale. Then the misplay at home will allow him to move up the second, and the Conwell Egan Eagles score first in this one.
Good piece of hitting by Connor. I mean, it wasn't a hard hit ball up the middle. It's not a big ball to the wall RBI. It's just a nice tatted ground ball getting by a diving second baseman. So just good piece of hitting. And an RBI is an RBI. It doesn't matter how you get them in.
Yeah, definitely wasn't crushed to the gap, but he got it in the outfield and run comes home, and Mr. RBI gets another one.
That he does, and here's Tommy Kalita now. Kalita batting at 317 this season, 14 RBIs to his credit. He's got number 15 out there waiting for him to pitch home. Foul back to the screen. 0-1. Kalita has 8 strikeouts to his credit on 4 walks this season, so he's really looking to put that ball into play. And he has a 429 on base percentage, a bit of a higher on base percentage here for a high school kid. So great job by him of really working that count, getting on base, and putting the ball where it needs to go. Coming set there on the mound now. Looks at second as Landale out there after his RBI single. The pitch home. Outside 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Set now. Little movement out there by the second baseman. Here's the 1-1 delivery. Swung on a miss at a ball that was breaking down and in. Count moves the ball in 2 strikes.
Well, they're playing the even defense out there.
Set. Glances, and here's the 12. Swing and a miss struck him out. So the Conwell Eagles able to get 1 run on 2 hits, and no errors. We are headed to the top of the second. They're up 1-0. Back here, top of the second at Conwell Egan, and leading it off here will be the catcher, Romano. Conwell Egan up 1-0 thanks to an RBI single there by Connor Landale. He was left over at second base after the throwing error by the center fielder to home. Romano enters into today batting a 159 with 7 hits to his credit. He also has himself with 15 strikeouts this season, and the first pitch to him is a strike. It's 0-1.
A lot of chit chatter out there from the Bonner bench, as you can hear, but also a lot of chit chatter out there on the field. The Eagles are making sure they're staying on the same book, same page, not wanting to screw things up, and don't want to commit error or a lousy throw by any chance.
So Brady Guzzi ahead in the count again after the swing and a miss there. It's no balls and 2 strikes. This will be his 27th pitch of the afternoon. Guzzi cranks and fires the 2-strike offering. Has fouled back to the cage. It's showing we were just talking about the timeout the last time, and we saw him put his hand up, and the umpire denied it. So the count remains no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, that's a little odd to see that. I mean, Guzzi didn't even start his windup yet before the kick call timed, and he wasn't given it. I mean, maybe because Connor stepped out of the box as he was calling time, that the ump had to enforce the time rule.
Yeah, you have to watch though, 'cause sometimes that umpires, that one's low, it's a ball and 2 strikes. Sometimes that umpire will actually just call a strike. And, whether you strike out or not, as soon as you step out of the box, it depends on who you have. Here's the 1-2. It is a slow roller to the left side. Edwards is over. He has it this time, but stumbles getting to it. And he is injured out there at shortstop. So time's going to be called quickly. It's going to be a single there. And it looked like his leg got caught up a little bit in the dirt.
I mean, we could see that from earlier. He made a similar play to which the ball got by him, but you could see he was hesitant off the start, and it looked like he was almost tripping. This time he does trip, and it's not what you want to see with a week away from playoffs, your star shortstop getting injured. Hopefully he's okay out there. I mean, everyone's huddled around.
Cullen Edwards, a junior for this Conwell Egan team, this first year that he has started varsity. And he's still down, and they're kind of looking in at this point, calling for the trainer. So not a good sign for Conwell Egan right now. We have 2 games going on. We have our playoff flag football game going on in baseball. So Mr. Gino, our trainer, is over there, and we see the team coming out right now. They're going to try to actually lift him off the field, and then he says, no, let me kind of put a leg down and go. So Cullen Edwards is going to be out on an injury right now. Now the boys look like that they want to help him off a little bit more. So 2 off the bench. And we'll have to see how this goes. And going out to appears to be shortstop now for Lab's going to go to second. And Akiga Johnson over to shortstop.
That's nice.
So Cullen Edwards off, Johnson from second to short, and Colin Laverty over now to second base. Lav, a junior here, a transfer from Fowler Judge High School.
We really just got to hope that Edwards is okay. I mean, Egan, just a week away from playoffs, as I was saying, already has 3 injured players sitting right now waiting to come back, and we got to hope that's not a 4th waiting in the wing.
So runner on first after the hit. He probably would have beat it out at first anyway, so we'll give him the hit there after the injury to Edwards. And here's Erickson, the designated hitter. 333 this season on 10 hits to his credit. Here's a windup. He squares, bunts it foul back behind the plate. Count moves a ball, no balls and a strike.
A lot of lefties in the lineup for Bonner against the lefty Guzzi. I know it's not like the MLB where you're gonna fix your roster fully right or fully left based on the pitcher, but just something interesting I picked up on here. A lot of left-handed bats.
Guzzi set, glance at first. Will fire over just to check on the runner. He's safe.
Little thing we noticed out here on the field is the third base coach is actually a lot closer to home plate. Maybe he's a dangerous man. Maybe he's not afraid to get hit by a fastball, or maybe we're looking for another bunt by the bunter.
He does square and pull away. It's 1 ball, no strike. That's some Major League Baseball stuff there right now. But the new rules implemented this year is that the coaches at third and first must actually stay within inside that box to avoid any kind of penalty to your team. So 1 ball, 1 strike to count. The third baseman's in, first baseman holding him on. There goes the runner. Here's the pitch. It's a strike on the outside corner. He started and stopped. They have him calling in a rundown now. He's at first, and then they're just going to easily tag him out. So that will be the second out of the inning.
Little bit of miscommunication from the Bonner Prendie team out here. Looks like the kid went to a square bunt, pulled back. Don't know why he pulled back. I mean, your runner was going. At that point, it's a sacrifice. You're not looking to bunt for a hit. You're just looking to give yourself up and get the extra 90 feet. So a little miscommunication by Bonner there, and gives Egan an extra out.
Also, pretty much perfect execution there for Conwell Egan on that rundown. I've seen many teams screw up what looks to be a simple rundown, but Egan doing a great job to secure that out.
All right. We need a new scorekeeper out there. Counts a little off right now. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here's the 2-2 home. Foul back to the screen. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. We're not going to tell you who's working that scoreboard out there. We'll leave it go. Because he cranks and fires a 2-2 home. Swing and a miss. Shot came out. Now there's 2 outs.
Bonner kid was just not ready to swing at that. You could tell. Feet were cemented in the dirt, kind of just threw his hands at it. I mean, with 2 strikes on yourself, you got to protect. A little bit more effort would be nice.
Here's Dugan. Now the first pitch to him's in there for a called strike. It's 0-1. Dugan, a 167 hitter so far this season. Guzzi moving quickly, cranks and fires another pitch that swung on a miss as Dugan's late. That one picking up the dust there from Kalita's glove. Count moves to 0-2. Egan up 1-0. Edwards down on injury. Cranks and fires to 2 strikes. And it's right there for a call. Strike 3. 3 pitches as Dugan goes down. We are headed to the top of the second. No, bottom of the second, rather. Egan's up 1-0. Back here is the bottom of the second inning. Conwell Egan up 1-0. It is 2 hits aside for both teams. Stepping into the batter's box right now is Jake McLean, the senior. Here's the windup in the first pitch from Buxton to McLean. It swung on and missed. Count moves to 0-1. And McLean comes into today batting a 233. Sorry, I lost my notes there in the season. Here's the windup and a 1-strike offering. Here's a line drive ball over the second baseman's head in the right center field for a base hit. It's going to split the gap and go back towards the wall. McLean takes the turn, but it was cut off nicely there by the right fielder and thrown back into the count. We'll keep him there at first, and it'll be TJ Hicks that'll come up now.
Good barrel by Jake McLean to drive it over the opposite side of the field, over the second baseman. I mean, that's what you got to do in the cages, just opposite barrels, and he pulled that cage hit out today. Love to see it. Man on first, no outs.
TJ Hicks coming in, batting just a .83 this season. The pitch to him, he's late, buckle of a knee there. It's 0-1. Buckle of a knee could be a couple different things. Stepping out, stepping too far ahead. It really brings that bat down just a bit as well. Something that is very simple to correct, but difficult because you get into that rhythm. Runner on first base, glance over at him is McLean there. The one strike offerings inside and low. Catcher keeps it in front of him. Count moves the ball in the strike.
Good thing that McLean's doing right now is that he's keeping his feet active at first base. He's not really holding himself, cementing himself in the dirt. So you never know if he's going to steal. I mean, he's not a stolen base leader on this team, but with him, you never know. I mean, an extra 90 feet is an extra 90 feet.
Set there's Buxton. Cranks and fires home. Swung on and missed. Count moves the ball in 2 strikes. Hicks back in the box. Buxton back on in the mound. Diggs is cleaning in the rubber. Going through the sides. He comes set. Steps off there. Count means a ball, 2 strikes. So, JT, you talked about towards the end of the last inning as we were going to break, taking yourself out of the at bat. Right now, Hicks is down 1-2. He's batting just a .83 this season. You talked about different reasons for coming out of the bat. As the 1-2s here is high, 2-2. But how do you get yourself back into the at bat mentally, especially when you know you're struggling on the season?
Yeah, I mean, you just got to remind yourself of your approach. Go up there with 2 strikes, be a 2-strike hitter, drive something the other way. Fastball adjust, like I was saying yesterday for the softball game. You got to be on that fastball and then adjust to the off speed and just make sure that you're.
And that one swung on and missed there, so that will be the first out. And instead of Edwards, who went out on injury this last back in the top of the second, it is going to be Laverty coming to the plate. Laverty comes in today, batting a .286 this season with 4 hits. He went to second. Keegan Johnson went from second to short. The corners, at least at third base, are in right now. We still have Kalita over at first. Not Kalita, McLean over at first. So check on him. He's back standing.
Yeah, like I was saying, though, he needed to be on that fastball and then adjust, and he just didn't adjust to the off speed there. Pitcher dropped a nice curveball in there, and he didn't adjust to the off speed, and was way out on his front foot. Just got way out on his front foot, and his hands were through the zone before the ball was even there.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, JT. Here's the windup of the pitch home. It's on the outside corner, belt high. It's 0-1. As you mentioned, Labby transfer from Father Judge High School last school year. He has 4 hits so far this season, 2 RBIs to his credit. Coming set, there's Buxton. Glancing at first again. It's an 0-1 count. 1 strike offering. Outside, 1-1.
Lab is one of the many on this Conwell team who are experiencing their first real varsity experience. Last year, they might have had a few innings played, sat some time on the bench, but this year, him and a couple more of the now starters are really living what it means to be a varsity baseball player.
Squares, bunts it right in front of the pitcher. McLean was already moving to throw down to first. He is out. So the sacrifice works there. There'll be a runner in scoring position. And coming to the plate now is Gavin Hartley. Here's Gavin Hartley batting a .222 this season. Hartley over there at third base this afternoon. Here's a wide on the pitch to him. It's a breaking ball on the inside corner. It is 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs now. 34 pitches for Brady Guzzi. We expect to see him in the top of the third. Coming set, there's Buxton. Looks at second. Fires a one-strike pitch. It misses upstairs, 1-1.
Now, Gavin Harley playing third base today, it's a little unusual as the unfortunate events of Nick Waldron getting injured. So Gav is actually a second baseman, middle infielder, and transitioning to third. He hasn't done a horrible job, I'd say. He's fielded the balls very cleanly and has gotten his footstep down. I mean, third base is definitely brand new than second and a little bit of a different perspective when fielding a ground ball.
Strike call there. A lot of movement on the ball, possibly inside, but the count's 1-2. And you're right. Hartley really stepping up, doing a great job until Waldron is able to come back and play. So you have the 1-2 count at the plate. Runner in scoring position with 2 gone. 2 hits aside right now. 1 error for the Conwell Egan Eagles. That one on shortstop Colin Edwards, who was out the next inning after an injury. Hartley ready to go. Catcher gives his signs. Pitcher comes set, but then steps off as they want a new set of signs from the dugout now. Buxton on the mound, long at bat here. Here's the windup in the pitch. Inside, has him buckling his feet there. A little skating out of the way. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the second inning here. Conwell Egan up 1-0. A runner in scoring position for Hartley at the plate.
Hopefully we can see something out of Gavin today. I mean, he's not a big RBI generating person, but I mean, with a man on second, better do something here.
On the outside corner for a call. Strike 3. So Conwell Egan does get a runner on base, but they can't do anything with him. They strain him over at second. We are headed to the top of the third. They have the lead right now. It's 1-0. Back here is top of the third inning. And back to the top of the order we go. It'll be the shortstop Brown leading it off. He struck out looking his last time around. The pitch home's outside. It is 1-0. Brady Guzzi, the first time he's really been behind on the batter so far in this game. He's been getting that 1 strike count and, a couple deep counts, but really getting ahead as the one who was fouled off down the first base side and out of play to count as 1-1. We talked yesterday about having a solid pitcher out there on the mound and really having to lead this team. How much pressure does that bring onto a pitcher as we see another one fouled off his foot there? The count moves to 1-2.
Yeah, I mean, it brings a lot of pressure to the pitcher, but it also brings pressure to the fielders behind you to make the plays when the ball's put in play. With all these strikeouts that Brady has this season, There's not a ton of balls put in play, so the fielders have to stay ready, stay on their toes and be ready and don't not make that error.
1-2 offering is just a bit low off the shoelaces. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Guzzi cranks and fires a 2-2 home. Inside and low, full count. So, Sean, former pitcher out there, right? How did you kind of keep your head into a game when you knew a lot of that pressure was on you? Yeah, you got those guys behind you, but let's say your team wasn't hitting. How did you keep your composure as we see the 3-2 offering that skipped towards the middle? Shortstop's over left, has his first play of the game, throws the first, just in time, one gone.
That was Keegan Johnson who actually cut the ball up at second base. I know after Colin Edwards' unfortunate injury to get him out of this game, Keegan fills in and fills in nicely, I might add, coming back to a spot he is all too familiar with. Well, answering your question, I mean, I used to pitch, I'd say I probably haven't touched a mound since I was about 12 years old. I blew my arm out pitching, actually. But as a pitcher, to keep your head in the game and to keep your eye on the target, you're just trying to go to the next pitch, and then the pitch after that. If you miss a ball, if you spike a curve on the dirt on accident, you just go to the next one and then the next one, trying to keep yourself in the game and not getting too far away from finishing your job.
All right, so it's Coleman here. He had a stolen base to his credit. He got on. He takes another strike, so the count moves to no balls and 2 strikes. Coleman at second base this afternoon. Normal depth for our fielders out there. Here's the 0-2. Is a check swing. Did he go? Yes, says the first base umpire. So it's out. Number 2.
Good pitch by Guzzi. Get him swinging. Again, another Bonner batter who left his feet in the dirt and just threw his hands at it. That will not go well against a pitcher like this.
Here's a windup on the first pitch here to Dorita. It takes it for a called strike. It is 0-1. Dorita at first base this afternoon. Pitch to him is a high fly to the right side, a little liner there that falls in for a base hit. So he'll have himself a 2-out single there now, and that'll bring along the center fielder Lockhart.
Just missed McLean's glove. Looks like he got to jump, hopefully, or not hopefully, but maybe he could have jumped a little bit higher and had a better chance of getting the ball. But it was a hard line drive. Nothing you can do there. At that point, it's just a pre-single given up.
Here's Lockhart now. He struck out his last time around. Here's the windup on the pitch to him. It's in there for a called strike. It's 0-1. A good secondary lead down there by Dorita. Lockhart in center field for Bonner Prendie this afternoon. Here's a pitch. Foul back. 0-2. Clayton's at first base, the 2-strike pitch. High fly ball. Shortstop's on dirt. Keegan Johnson making the call, moves to his right a bit and has it for out number 3. So we're headed to the bottom of the third, and it remains a 1-0 lead. Back here at top of the third, leading off here is Keegan Johnson. Johnson ground out the second his last time around. So one second baseman to another at the time. Johnson has since moved over to shortstop. We'll keep you updated if we hear anything on Edwards. Here's a windup in the pitch. High fly ball foul. Back behind the plate. Count moves to 0-1. No balls, one strike to count. Buxton on the mound here for Bonner Prendie. One strike offering. Skip towards the middle. Shortstop's over. He has it just to the left of the bag. Fires over to first in time. That'll bring along now Chase Garofolo. Garofolo flew out the shortstop his last time around. Coming set. Now firing the pitch home as Buxton is outside. It's one ball and no strikes. One ball, no strike to count. Buxton cranks and fires the pitch. It's fouled back. Count moves to 0-2. And we have Sean McGovern and JT Ellis up here channeling their inner John Kruk. Just not on the microphone, a little off air at this point. Like set, there's Buxton. One out, two strikes to Garofolo. He cranks and fires. It is popped up, foul, and out of play. Go ahead, Sean.
Well, I'm not being a John Kruk, first of all. I'm being a nice baseball announcer, broadcaster right here, commentating on the game.
Sean Kruk's
What
a good baseball announcer,
He
too.
is. No, no, nothing. I'm just saying I'm not at his level. No, not at all. What I was going to say about our Conwell Egan players out here is that Chase Garofalo, last time we were here at a home game, we talked about how this is a new role for him, being in the two spot, filling in for Danny Freitag. It doesn't seem like the coaches wanted to move the lineup around, mess with other players, so they just filled him into the position. And he hasn't been doing a terrible job at all. I mean, he's filling into that two hole right behind the leader, Keegan Johnson. And to his profit, Chase Garofalo has been doing a mighty job keeping that steady pace and doing what a two hole needs to do.
All right, a little miscommunication out there in the mound. It's showing you made very good points there. Wanting to move the lineup, trying to keep things uniform at this point, and it'll be interesting to see how things work once we get back into the playoffs. So it's no balls, two strikes to count now. Time called here by Garofalo, so Bonner Prendie still having a little bit of difficulty communicating with one another here. One out, 1-0 lead. Here's the pitch. Upstairs, 1-2.
1-0.
1-2 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? Yes. Drop third strike. Throw down the first. Over the first baseman's head. Garofalo rounds first. Goes to second. Will get in there diving. So a strikeout, but he overthrew the ball. The umpire's going to call time. And they're going to go talk to the field umpire. And the only way that you reverse that is a foul ball. What are they talking about right now?
The home plate umpire was down here saying that he did not swing. Um, Going out and talking to the field umpire, has overturned that and said that Chase did swing. So the call will stand, and the runner will be staying at second base here.
All right, and then they will intentionally walk Brady Guzzi.
Well, it's
So
not the first time Brady Guzzi's been intentionally walked. I mean, after hitting a double off the wall his first at bat.
This isn't really the guy you want to see right now, though. Connor Landau is hot. He hit his first home run of the season on Monday against LaSalle, and he's batting a solid 341 this season. This isn't really the guy you want to see even after walking Brady Guzzi, especially with guys on first and second here with a runner in scoring position, as Connor already has that first RBI of the game. So we'll see how this works out here for Bonner.
Here's Landell, single back into first, got all the way off to second. On a missed throw at home, he drove in the only run of this game, so an RBI to his credit. Runners at first and second with one gone now. Buxton set. Fires the pitch home. Fell back to the screen. Count is 0-1.
Not a huge lead by Garfolo out at second. I think he should be taking a bigger lead, especially with only a one-run game. You're trying to score at this. I mean, a ground ball into the outfield, you have to score from a second. So I'd love to see him get a little bit more off. Not anybody's really holding him on there, so you can get an extra foot or two.
I agree. Need a little bit of extended lead out there as one strike offering is lifted to the right side. The right fielder is over under it, and he makes the catch. Nobody tags, everybody stays put. So it's 2 outs now with runners at first and second.
A little bit of unfortunate events there with the wind blowing in and everything. Maybe a little bit farther ball, having the right fielder go behind him to track. Possibly could have given Garfolo an extra 90 feet, but just unfortunate with the weather circumstances we have today.
All right, Tommy Kalita to the plate now in a little bit of familiar territory. He wound up ending the inning the last time through on a strikeout. So 2 outs here and new count for the batter. Gina touches the outside corner. Now the inside one kicks up a little dirt along the way. Coming set there is Buxton. Glances at second. Does a double take and fires the pitch home. High fly ball to left field. It's going to be shallow. The left fielder running in makes the grab out. Number 3. So Egan strands 2 on base. We are headed to the top of the 4th, and Matt Sheridan will join you in the 4th and 5th for a little bit of play-by-play.
All right, so Matt Sheridan over here for play-by-play on the video broadcast. Moving over from the radio broadcast. Brady Guzzi back on the mound for Conwell Egan. Had a little bit of a rough first inning. Couple men got on there, able to escape that. And now we got number 27, Lockhart, the center fielder, leading off for Bonner Prendie, and he did go around on that first pitch. That'll be strike one. Another first pitch strike for Brady Guzzi, doing a good job of that, getting ahead of batters, working quickly now. Next pitch is right there for strike two. So you blink right now, and Lockhart's already down 0-2. Guzzi quickly again trying to make quick work of him, and that one is down low in the dirt. Tries to get him to chase. Count will go to 1-2. Now that 1-2 pitch home. It is swung on and missed. So very dominant at bat there by Brady Guzzi. Puts 2 strikes on quickly, tries to get him to chase with a breaking ball, and then eventually gets the swing and miss strikeout.
He's doing really well on the mound today. Quick pitching, throwing the timing off for Bonner, not letting them get set and everything, and putting strikes down with these quick pitches as well. So good job by Brady Guzzi.
First pitch to left fielder Albereno is in there for strike 1, so another first pitch strike. Already set and ready to go with the 0-1. It is ripped back up the middle for a base hit. Landau up and throwing, and they get him at first base. Oh my goodness, Connor Landau, an absolute laser from center field. And I definitely think Albereno is going to want that one back. He was not hustling out of the base path, and heads up play by Landau to gun him out at first.
That is what you love to see on a senior day by your center field senior. Just charging on the ball. He definitely knew that right off the bat that he was going to give an attempt at first base for sure.
It's definitely the first time ever, and I marked it 8-3 on the putout on my card there. Nice job by Landau. You know, he slowed up going down the first base line. He saw it and was able to fire that over and get the easy out.
Now Romano, the catcher, takes pitch, swung on and missed, count to 1-1. I was just about to say that. I don't think there's ever really been an 8-3 putout in this level of baseball, but we got an 8-3 putout for our first out of the inning. Second out of the inning, I think. Next pitch swung on and missed by Romano. Count at 1-1 to Romano, digging his feet in the dirt there. Now the pitch is swung on and missed. So a strikeout, an 8-3 throwout, and another strikeout for Brady Guzzi. So after that first inning, like we said, a little rusty there maybe, shakes that off and is cruising through 4 innings. Conwell leaking up 1-0, trying to get some insurance on.
Well, it's one thing to learn that after you hit the baseball, it's not just put your head down and run. You got to take a good look at where you hit it. Just a quick glance, even, just to see if, hey, you never know. You might be thrown out from center. Maybe next time it's from left.
So Buckton back out for another inning of work, and Jake McLean will lead off for Conwell Egan. Had a nice single his last time up, I'm pretty sure. And just going to look to get on base here against Buckton. Conwell Egan actually down in hits right now. 3 hits for Bonner, 2 hits for Egan, but Egan leading where it matters right now, 1-0. Some insurance would be very important here down the stretch. No Brady Guzzi's on the mound, but extra runs can never hurt you as first pitch for Buckton, McLean up and swinging, fouls it back.
You're right about that, Matt. I mean, You want to get as many runs as you can in the game, you know. Don't ever give up on the pedal. Just keep your foot down and keep going. Hopefully Egan can attach some more to that one and turn a stick into something else.
Inside pitch is taken. It'll be a called strike. Count to 0-2 to McLean. He'll step back in. Nice sky blue bat there, Sean. See if he can get a hit with it. And he'll make some contact ground at left side. Third baseman charges, throws to first, and it's off the glove of the catcher, or first baseman, excuse me. First baseman jumped, didn't hold a foot on the bag, may have been safe anyway, but it falls out of his glove, and there's a reach on error, E3 for Jake McLean, so we got a runner on with no outs.
It's a good way to run there for Jake, putting his eyes on the ball, seeing where he's hit it, and then putting his head down and running, not head down, eyes up. So just good base running by Jake to get first. Good turn of events. Little error there. Little slipping hazard though as he was coming off first. So hopefully we don't see another injury. This field after the rain isn't great to play on, but they did get a nice job trying to get it ready for the game as there's a bunt.
Hicks bunts, he pops it up. It's going to land foul, luckily. A little bit in front of the first baseman, so good of that one to be foul and a little bit off target.
Yeah, Bonner not the surest-handed team, an 877 fielding percentage this year, 45 errors. They're definitely not the surest-handed team. The error on the third baseman there. I mean, if the first baseman comes down with that, it's a great play, but it's a bad throw and causes the error. The base runner on first base now.
Next pitch upstairs, count will go to 1-1 to TJ Hicks, trying to hopefully get on base, but at the least want to advance the runner here. Jake McLean, get him to second. So a productive out wouldn't be a bad thing either with the count at 1-1. Next pitch is swung on and missed for strike two. 1-2 pitch coming home from Buckton, and it is right there for a called strike three. So Hicks is down looking, and it'll be up to Colin Laverty with one out, trying to move McLean over and get on base, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean that's another one where TJ took himself out of that at bat. As he walks back to the dugout with his head down. I mean, you gotta keep your head up and look forward to making an impact on the next at bat. He took himself out of it there, and hopefully he can come back with the next one with a better head space and better approach.
First pitch to Laverty is in there for a strike, and like you said there, a bit of a frustration there for Hicks keeping his head down. I've been in some slumps myself. It's always difficult. You never want to be the one hurting your team like that, but yeah, all you can do is just keep your head up and look for your next opportunity. And then when that opportunity comes, you got to be ready to take advantage of that. If you got your head down, you're not going to be ready for that. As 0-1 pitch from Buckton coming to Laverty. He'll swing it and pop it to left. It is drifting foul. Looked like it was going to stay on the line, but drifts way out of play. Count to 0-2. Count at 0-2 to Laverty. In for Cullen Edwards. Had that injury in the second inning. Hopefully he is okay. Laverty played second. Keegan Johnson moved to short. Here's that pitch. It is a breaking ball up high. Go to 1-1.
Looks like CJ Cuevas is in the on deck circle looking to pinch hit for Gavin Hartley.
1-2 pitch coming home. Way outside. Good to the catcher to hold that one. Count to 2-2. And yes, we can see CJ Cuevas now in the on deck circle. Last time I broadcasted one of his games, he had that nice no hitter and also got a couple singles to his credit. So hopefully he'll be able to do something here, batting in the place of Gavin Hartley. So you also have the infield will move around next inning. As 2-2 pitch coming home from Buckton. Laverty pokes it into left. It's going to fall for a base hit. McLean goes to second. Laverty pulls into first. Not thrown out by the outfielder there. And Egan's got something brewing here with 2 on and 1 out with the aforementioned CJ Cuevas coming up to bat.
Hitter is CJ Cuevas. CJ's 4 for 9 this season for a batting average of 444, 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. He's had 13 plate appearances, so pretty decent at the plate so far this year. Even though he is mainly known for pitching, so we'll see how it goes here for CJ.
Yeah, definitely some good numbers there for a guy who, like you just said, is mainly known as a pitcher. So see if you can do something here. 1 out. McLean on second, Laverty at first, and he's swinging at that first pitch. Strike 1. Buckton coming set with that 0-1 home to Cuevas. Way inside. 1-1. Cuevas not too happy about that one getting in close by his chest. Get out of the way of that. Count will go to 1-1. Only 1-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. Definitely Conwell Egan would like to get at least one of these runs in. 1-1 from Buckton is hacked foul. Good contact there by Cuevas. And count to 1-2.
You're right about the RBIs. I mean, I know Cuevas is looking at there, Jake McLean on second. He's definitely thinking to himself, all right, let's get him in. Let's get an extra run on the board. I mean, Cuevas does not have that many RBIs. He only has a pair this season in his couple at bats. But surely he's looking to put a ball to the right center. That open area is well open.
Yeah, right center. And also there's a good bit of space down the line in right field, or also in left field. Sorry, both gaps are got some good space, but definitely that right center gap.
Yeah, the Bonner pitcher and catcher can't seem to get on the same page here. Is just as the catcher goes out to talk to the pitcher yet again. Seems like he can't get on the same page as his catcher here. I mean, this is what the third time we've seen him go out there to talk to him.
Yeah, there's been quite a couple mound meetings there. Not sure if any were to get a grip on the pitcher, getting to settle down, or if it was for sign communication. But we saw their coach come out a couple times too. So bit of a messy day out there for Bonner, but still only giving up 1 run for Kamaligan. He has given up some given up some things here, but able to keep his offense in it. Only 1-0, and here is that 1-2 pitch finally coming home. Cuevas fouls it. Good contact there to stay alive. Keep it at 1-2.
We can see from up here in the booth that the outfield that Bonner's playing looks a little different than what they did last year. I mean, obviously we've only played them once last year, so a little bit different, but they're playing what looks to be a no single defense out there, just as the Conwell Eagles do, taking away that single, letting up a double if may be. So I don't know if this is brand new for them or if they've been doing it all season, but just something to look at.
As that next pitch home, and Cuevas swings and misses to strikeout. And now we got 2 outs for leadoff man Keegan Johnson. And Keegan's been pretty good this year getting on base, getting hits. So, I mean, if there's a guy in a 2-out situation, he'd be one of the guys you want up. See what he can do here against Buckton. Hoping to get at least one of these runs home, hopefully with 2 outs. Laverty over there, first base is running hard, and he'll get home too. But we'll see what Keegan can do at the plate. First pitch is upstairs for ball one. One zero as Buckton set and coming home. Keegan pops that one up outside of first, got under it. Three fielders converging. First baseman will put it away. So good job of Egan by starting the inning strong, but unable to strike. And let's hope that doesn't come back to bite them later in the game. We're going to go to the top of the fifth inning. Brady Guzzi back to work. We'll see what defensive changes come for Conwell Egan. It's still 1-0.
It looked like there will be no defensive changes here for Egan. Gavin Hartley back out there at third base. It looks like it was just an attempt to get CJ an at bat there. Maybe try to get a ball in the gap because I know Gavin has been struggling a little bit at the plate this year with a 222 batting average. He's been struggling a little bit here and there at the plate. So maybe just trying to get CJ in there, get a little bit of a change of pace, and see if the right-handed bat could get a ball in the gap. So Gavin Hartley re-enters there at third base. So we'll see how it goes.
So Brady Guzzi back out to the mound looking for another clean inning of work. Been doing pretty good so far here on cruise control. Here is Erickson, the DH, singled his last time up. As Guzzi looking to work quickly again, and the first pitch to Erickson is swung on and missed. Guzzi already set before Erickson's even ready in the box, and only gets one wind of that bat, and he's already coming home. And next pitch is upstairs, and this is some pretty quick working for Brady Guzzi here.
Right about that, Matt. I mean, again, Fuzzy looks to be in a steady state, flow state, we might say, as there is another swing and a miss. A flow state, we might say, for Brady Guzzi, just throwing the ball to Kalita throwing it back, just an easy game of catch for the two of them here today. And us batter just missing.
Yeah, got that count at 1-2 now as Guzzi coming home again. It is right there. Good breaking ball for strike three. Another strikeout for Guzzi. And like you said, flow state there. That's an excellent thing, but can get a little dangerous when you get a little too comfortable. You never want to get too comfortable in any position, especially with only a one-run lead. But so far, Brady Guzzi seems to have that perfect composure out there on the mound. Already wound up again and pumping another strike in the zone. Another first pitch strike to Dugan, the right fielder. And already set and ready to go. Oh, one coming home. Bounce. Good block there by Kalita. No one on base, but still good block. One is one is outside. Goes he home again? Another pitch blocked by Kalita. Count to 1-2. Or 1-1, excuse me.
Good job by Garfolo out in right field to quickly get to that ball and cut Bonner from getting a double. So, good job on him.
Yeah, Keegan filling in well there for Cullen, making that double play there. Way to take it himself and just get that ball across the diamond.
That's the computer. Check. Next up for Conwell Egan, number 2 batter, Chase Garfolo. Still only 1-0 Conwell Egan. That run back in the first inning. It would be really, really good for them to get some insurance down the line as first pitch from Buckton is down for ball 1. One zero. Breaking ball is in there on the corner for strike 1. Scarfolo's got the count evened up, 1-1 now. Here's that 1-1. It is right there for strike 2. Garfolo keeping the bat on his shoulder there, doesn't offer a swing there. Count is now 1-2. Be important to get this leadoff guy on for Conwell Egan as Buckton comes home. And Garfolo slaps it the opposite way. Off the glove of the first baseman. It's going to leak into center field. Garfolo runs right through first base, and he is on. So there's that leadoff man. Now, Brady Guzzi intentionally walked his last time up, pitcher v. pitcher. First pitch to him is down low. Ball 1.
Because he's for sure looking to get a big barrel hit right here. I mean, he got walked his last at bat, double his first, just active in the box, really looking to attack on whatever's coming his way.
Buckton looking over at first, now comes home with the 1-0. It's low, and you think Buckton's probably going to try to pitch around Guzzi here?
Maybe not pitch around, but definitely some off speed. Don't want to give him anything fast, anything that he can easily hit.
Yeah, probably going to try and get him to fish at something outside. Definitely don't want to give him a fastball over the plate as Guzzi taps it. Shortstop will flip it to short over to first. They don't get the double play, but they'll get Garfolo the lead runner, and we got 1 out, and Guzzi will stay on first with Connor Landau coming up.
Unfortunate trade for an out there. Hey, at least it's not 2, right?
Yeah, definitely good to still have someone on base than no one at base, obviously, and only 1 out. Connor Landau looking to make something happen here. Has the one RBI of the game. That was with Guzzi's double in the first inning. Landau singled. Guzzi able to score on a overthrown ball to home. Now Buckton coming set, checking on Guzzi. Now coming home. Landau drives this one to left, and it is caught. Good contact there by Landau. Just very unfortunate that the left fielder was right there to make that play. And we got 2 outs now with Tommy Kalita coming up. Now, Tommy Kalita coming up. Both times he's been up, he's been the last out of the inning, trying to break that trend here. As Buckton steps off and throws over. Guzzi back. Fine.
TK for sure looking to do some heavy damage here. I mean, looking to not be that last out again. Maybe some kind of good thing go right for him today.
Looked a little upstairs inside, but called for a strike there. It's 0-1. Buckton not working as fast as Guzzi. Comes set, checks over at first. Checks again. Now Kalita calling time.
You can see that Bonner is looking for Khalid to maybe put a ball up the middle or pull. There's a big open gap between the second and first baseman. So if Tommy can drive something that way, that would definitely put Guzzi on 3 and have the bases on the corner.
This pitch is low for a ball. Count to 1-1. Buckton gonna step off. Keeps looking over there at Guzzi at first base. I couldn't really imagine Guzzi stealing here, but Buckton's just pretty preoccupied.
No, can't either. I mean, you never want the third out to be off a stolen base. So if I was Guzzi, I'd just wait a little bit, see if Khalid can do what he's been doing all season.
Next pitch home way out, upstairs outside, 2-1. And yeah, not only would I want the last out of the inning to be caught stealing, but also you don't really want Guzzi to risk anything getting hurt. I mean, he's your ace out there. You don't want anything to go wrong. Now, coming set again is Buckton. 2-1 coming home to Kalita. Is low and right on cue. Guzzi taking off to second. He's out by a mile. I guess Egan tried to pull some reverse psychology there. We were all saying that Guzzi wasn't going to steal. It was in the back of my mind that maybe that's exactly what they were thinking, but Guzzi caught stealing by a mile and going to give the play-by-play back to Connard as we go to the top of the 6th. Egan's still up 1-1.
As we said, that is not what you want to see. The third out being able to steal. I mean, good attempt, good attack mode by Guzzi, but we could be a little bit smarter. I mean, Kalita is not a terrible batter. He's there to put a ball in play and do something. So, just unfortunate events there.
Back here, top of the sixth inning, it is 1-0 Conwell. A couple updates. Our flag football team won in overtime, 24-20. So they will advance to the next round. And Colin Edwards appears to be okay. A little sprain going on there. He'll get it checked out tomorrow, but he should hopefully be back within the next couple of days. So it's 1-0 right now. Brady Guzzi has been dominant throughout this game. He's up to 72 pitches. He's going to face the top of the order. It's going to be Brown leading it off. What do we need to watch for the third time around in the lineup here as Brady Guzzi faces Bonner Prendie?
Yeah, Bonner's been real aggressive on that first, second pitch of the at bat so far this game. Up to 72 pitches in the pitch count. I'd look for them to continue to stay aggressive, but not as aggressive. Maybe take that first or second pitch. Get that pitch count up a little bit. Get Guzzi out of this game. Try to get to the Egan bullpen.
Okay, and I stepped out of the broadcast booth and sat down low just to kind of see, and there was nobody warming up. So it's Guzzi's game at this point until he proves otherwise. 2 strikeouts for Brown the first pitch, and it was for a called strike. It's 0-1. No balls, a 1 strike to count here to Brown. Here's the windup of the 1 strike offering. Swung on and missed there. It's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 4 hits aside for each team, 2 errors for Bonner Prendie, 1 for the Conwell Egan Eagles. Brady cranks and fires a 2-strike offering. Is right there for a called strike 3. So Brown down all 3 times on his strikeout, and that will bring along this second baseman, Coleman.
Guzzi's doing exceptionally well with that third strike. Slider right there, he seems to be his put away pitch. So don't know if Bonner's just watching it go by, expecting that, but he is in a flow state with that slider. He is not missing, and when he does miss, it looks to be intentional.
1 strike pitch there after the swing and miss. Here's the 0-1 offering. He swings and misses at a ball sailing outside and low. It's 0-2.
Yeah, Sean, that's how you know someone's completely locked in when even their misses look like they're trying to do that. So just you said last inning, just in flow state, you said it again. Just great stuff from Guzzi here.
Brady cranks and fires. Poked foul down the first base side.
Yeah, it seems like I've been completely wrong so far. I mean, I said they'd be a little bit less aggressive, and it seems like they're being more aggressive now, trying to get to that first pitch, second pitch of the at bat.
That's a rare occurrence for you, JT, to be wrong throughout the game. Here's a 2-strike pitch. Swing and a miss. Chuck came out. So back-to-back strikeouts now. 1 looking, 1 swinging. And that'll bring along the first baseman, Dorita. Dorita is 0 for 1. They got to walk back in the first inning. From the left-hander to the other, check swing. Did he go? Yes, says the first base umpire. They're using him a lot down there this afternoon. Something that you don't normally see in high school baseball. So it's an 0-1 count. Here's the 81st pitch from Guzzi. Is low, 1-1.
Well, Doc, when you have 2 umpires, you got to make sure everybody's involved. You don't just want one guy sleeping out there because you never know. He might be the guy to call the end of the game, maybe a stolen base or something. You want him on your side.
I mean, yeah, but you usually don't. Usually that home plate umpire is going to make all those calls, and he's not that likely to kind of appeal down to his counterpart. So it's definitely an interesting game where we're seeing more here in high school. Here's the 1-2. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes now. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A 1-0 game here in the top of the 6th. Egan scored all the way back in the first, and it's been quiet since. Brady fires the 2-2 home. It is a short hopper down the first base side. That's going foul. And it goes back into fair territory, and they tag him to get the out there. So there is out number 3. Great play there. We're headed to the bottom of the 6th inning here at Conwell Egan High School. It is a 1-0 game.
Now, when you say home field advantage, that is what that means. Home field advantage. Jake McLean looks like he knew the ball was going to come back into fair territory, knowing that this field is all banged up and divots of such. The Bonner batter did not. So, great home field territory for Conwell Egan. Good all around baseball so far.
Back here, bottom of the sixth inning, Tommy Kalita will lead it off. He was at the plate when Brady Guzzi got caught stealing to end the bottom of the fifth. Kalita really needs to get something started here for Egan. As I said, it's been quiet since the first, where they were able to score one run. They did get one hit last inning, but they left two runners on base in the fourth, two in the third, one in the first and second. So they need to get something going here. The first pitch swung on and missed. It's on the outside corner, 0-1. Time called here. The pitcher is he adjusts the mound to his liking. No balls, one strike to count. Coming set there. As the sign he likes, nods and fires the 0-1 home. Is on the outside corner, knee high 0-2. And there have been some questions. A lot of viewers saw our softball game yesterday with a different camera angle, and they want to know why we can't do that here for baseball. Well, it's a league rule. Not allowed to have a camera out in center field. We were actually in a different press box yesterday, the football press box, where we were able to get away with it. But no cameras in the outfield that are easily visible by the batter or the other team. Two strike offerings up and out, so it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. We're going to work on a couple different camera angles later this year to implement for next season, just to try to do a couple different things as we come back next year. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Kalita, 72nd pitch to come here. Foul tip there. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jake McLean on deck here for the Eagles.
TK can hit a right center.
Here's the 1-2 home. Line drive ball left field. It's going to stay fair. It does not. Just hooks foul.
That's definitely an unlucky for Tommy Kalita. Looks like he pulled a little bit too much. He is a pull hitter for sure, so unlucky for him. Looks maybe like it missed the line by a foot or two. Now the lines are a bit uneven, as we might say. This isn't an MLB ballpark, so they're not perfect. But hopefully TK can put a better at bat and a little bit more inside the lines.
Now you sound like Coach TJ, who was making that argument that, hey, the line's crooked. Are you sure? The umpire said, yeah, it's not too bad in left field as it is in right. I will give you that. Kalita back into the box now. New ball to the pitcher. 1-2 home. A little chopper to shortstop. Takes on a few hops. Has it. Comes set. The first has to dig it out. And it is the first out of the inning. So a 6-3 on the putout. And here's McLean. McLean 2 for 2 today with a pair of singles to his credit. Here's McLean 2 for 2 this afternoon. Got a couple guys arguing with me up here. It's a single till they tell us otherwise. Here's the wind up the pitch. It is on the outside corner, belt high, 0-1.
Jake's been doing actually pretty well at these past couple of games. I know earlier in the season he started off in a bit of a slump, trying to get into the baseball feel of things, and he's really brought that around towards this end of the year. Hopefully he can continue it into the playoffs.
1 outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. They're going to try to look at the game changer now just to prove me wrong. You leave it go until they tell you otherwise. 1 ball, 1 strike to count, 1 out here. 4 hits aside for both teams. Here's the 1-1 home. Fouled over the first base side and out of play. It's 1-2. So the umpire out of balls here as we're waiting for a couple new ones. As you mentioned earlier, Conwell Egan has the guaranteed second seed moving into the playoffs. Bonner Prendie looking to nab that sixth seed right now. Has a new ball back set on the mound. It is McLean to the plate now. 1-2 count against him. Comes set, and here's the 1-2 home. Swing and a miss, struck him out. 2 gone.
Talking about Bonner fighting for that sixth seed, if they do manage to get it and they win their first playoff game, we will see Bonner back here at Egan for Egan's first playoff game.
That'll bring along Chris Kane now. Kane going to pinch hit for TJ Hicks. Kane, a senior here at Conwell Egan High School. Wide up at the first pitch to him is a ball. It's 1-0. By the stats that we have, this looks like it'll be Kane's first official at bat as this was lifted to the right side. It's shallow and foul.
This is
1-1.
Chris's first official at bat. Chris is a PO here at Conwell Egan. Sees the mound very, very rarely, but he is a PO here, and this is his first varsity at bat.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. About to be the 81st pitch here from Buxton. His players know how important it is. They're all lining the fence, shaking it, cheering for him. Set, and a 1-1 home. Fouled, 1-2.
Senior night especially, always fun to see all these seniors get some playing time, get recognized by their coach, and you can see all the, I'm not sure if you can see on the video, but all the Conwell Egan guys are lined up on the fence cheering on Chris Kane. And he's actually put some pretty good swings on, got some foul balls here.
Buxton cranks and fires a 1-2 home. Line drive ball to the right side. The right fielder's in, makes the grab out. Number 3. So we're headed to the top of the 7th. Can they end this one without going to the bottom? We'll take a quick break. It is Egan up 1-0. Back here, top of the 7th inning here, Conwell Egan High School. It's a 1-0 game and only run scored back in the first. Colin Landau with the RBI single. Guzzy back out on the mound, 4 hits aside. Lockhart's going to lead it off. He's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts to his credit. Conwell Egan trying to end this one here in the top of the 7th inning. Here's the windup in the first pitch from one lefty to the other. Is skipped down the first base side. It stays spare. Played well there, running to the bag himself, a 3-run assist, and the first out of this 7th inning. They'll bring along now Alvarado, who struck out and then was thrown out on the 8-3 putout. Alvarado in it, Justice Allen, he comes set. Brady's first pitch to him is outside 1-0.
Possibly had an 8-3 put out on their card today as a prediction.
Definitely was not in my deck of cards. I mentioned it to you guys off air. First time that I've seen it. That one up high 2-0. Brady cranks and fires the 2-0 pitch. Yeah, it's in there for a called strike. Apparently, it looked to be down, but it's 2-1.
I mentioned in the first that Bonner's bench was getting pretty hyped up. Again, they need this game and can still hear it now. They're benched right up there yelling for something to happen here as strikes out, but they still want this, or strike two, excuse me. They still really want this game and they're still ready to put it all in.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. About to be the 90th pitch from Guzzi in this game. Fires this one home. It's upstairs, full count. Full count pitch. 3 right there, 2 gone. So with 2 outs, that'll bring along Romero. Romero single, caught stealing, and a strikeout to his credit this afternoon. The first pitch to the right-hander. He's in there for a strike of the knees. It's 0-1.
Just every pitch hitting right now for Guzzi. He can do no wrong right now.
Cranks and fires the 0-1. Swung on the miss, and E-Buckler there. It's 0-2.
Just making it look easy.
Down to the final strike, a final out here is Bonner Prendie this afternoon. The 0-2 offering. On the outside corner for a called strike 3. So Conwell Egan wins this one, a final score of 1-0. And guys, what's been your take on this game this afternoon?
Just Brady Guzzi domination got the only run of the game. Connor laid out with that RBI on senior night. Could see that, but just Brady Guzzi making it look easy, and it's always so good. It's such a good feeling if you're Conwell Egan to just know that you got your ace on the mound, and you're obviously still gonna play hard, play your game, but you just got that extra like comfort level that we got our guy out there. If something happens, he's definitely out of whack. But if we get a fully healthy, fully going Brady Guzzi, it's going to be a very quick game, and we see that here today. 1-0 win for Conwell Egan.
All right, and with that, Conwell Egan will get the 1-0 win. We will have a kind of a shuffled around schedule over the next couple weeks for Conwell Egan. And we will get you that schedule eventually. And JT is going to have a few more final thoughts, and he'll sign us off here this afternoon.
Yeah, your player of the game for today is Brady Guzzi. Complete game shutout from Guzzi today. 4 hits, 1 walk, 13 strikeouts, and impressive at the plate as well. 1 for 2 with an intentional walk and a double, and scored that only run of the game, knocked in by Connor Landau.
Thank you for joining us here at Conwell here at Conwell Egan High School on the Eagle Eye Network. I'm Dan Connor, JT Ellis, Matt Sheridan.